Now for our feature story of the day. BlackRock backs Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Satoshi Act, and the CEO confirms, referring to Dennis Porter. Not only that, but other major asset management giants are also backing the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Why wouldn't they? For example, Van Eck endorses the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. They're worth like $90 billion. Insanity. And we have BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, worth north of $11 trillion, backing the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Dennis Porter wrote, the next president, U.S. senators, the largest asset managers in the world, and lawmakers across the globe are endorsing the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. The time for the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve is now. Let me know if you agree. Now, Adam Back, the Bitcoin OG himself, wrote, if the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve happens, prepare for a seven-figure Bitcoin this cycle. The market is skeptical on meaningful follow-through for now. So that is not all priced in. James Van Straten chimed in, seven figures, I don't think I'm mentally prepared for it. Adam Back responded, that's a fairly big if, though. At least if we infer from market price, the market thinks the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve is unlikely. If that becomes real, I'd expect rapid repricing. Someone else chimed in, as much as that would be exciting, it's not going to happen. We hear this every cycle. Adam says, I said if, and that market doesn't believe it so far. Now, I chimed in here. And I wrote, forget about six figures. Seven figures ain't coming if the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve happens. And I'm going to read you some more tweets. Max Kaiser, the high priest of Bitcoin himself, wrote, Bitcoin market makers are doing a good job keeping the prices orderly, but soon their order books will get absolutely swamped with buys. And if we get a $100,000 God candle, and we're going to define that again, a God candle is a $100,000 uptick on the daily chart. We define, actually, sometimes we use the term Omega candle to define a $100,000 God candle, and we refer to the God candle as 10K. But nonetheless, whether you call it Omega candle, God candle, Buddha candle, Satoshi candle, it's irrelevant. The fact is, we're going up forever, Laura. 100K candle in play. Max also tweeted, a break above 100,000 will trigger the buy stops, and we'll see 115,000 very quickly. Andale. Then all hell breaks loose. BTC. Oh, I can't wait. Let's go. And some more tweets. Dennis Porter says Trump's team is pushing to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve using an executive order. He has confirmed this. He's doing big moves out here, Dennis, working with governments around the world, just like Jan 3's Samson Mao. He also tweeted, and this is very powerful, step one, Trump appoints pro-Bitcoin Treasury Secretary. Right now, Polymarket shows Howard Lutnick, the most likely candidate. Howard Lutnick is the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. It's a multi-billion-dollar firm. They have billions of dollars of Tether USDT, so they're very bullish on crypto, especially Bitcoin. Howard Lutnick also has hundreds of millions of dollars in personal Bitcoin. We have seen him. He's very close to Max. In fact, he purchased one of Max's previous companies and operations. We've seen him with Bukele and Max and in El Salvador. So it couldn't be more bullish to have a pro-Bitcoin Treasury Secretary. And right now it's looking like Howard Lutnick. Step two, Trump signs the executive order to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, also ending the auction of the Bitcoin held by the U.S. Marshals. Number three, the Treasury absorbs the Bitcoin held by the U.S. Marshals and places it into exchange stabilization fund at the Treasury. Step four, Treasury continues to add Bitcoin to the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Step five, because an EO can be, executive order, can be wiped out by the stroke of a pen, Congress acts and passes the SBR bill by Senator Lummis. This is how we win. United States, let's go. So you already know, this is a big deal. Dennis also points out, I shared more about the Exchange Stabilization Fund back in July, way before Trump was elected, and he has the receipts. I mean, he's doing big things. Much respect to Dennis Porter. Now let's dive a little deeper into this story. BlackRock backing the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Typically, BlackRock gets what BlackRock wants. So if BlackRock wants a Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, some say they control the U.S. government. They're worth $11 trillion. They have their hands in everything. In fact, even MicroStrategy, BlackRock's a primary shareholder. Can't make this ish up. They have a piece in virtually over 90% of the companies in the S&P 500. virtually meaning they own everything. So here we go. With President-elect Trump's recent commitment to using Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset for the U.S., speculation regarding the timing and feasibility of this initiative has intensified within the industry, as it should. This proposal, first articulated during the 2024 National Bitcoin Conference in Nashville earlier in the year by Trump and pro-crypto Senator Cynthia Lummis, has garnered significant attention as major financial players weigh in on the potential implications. Notably, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager and leading issuer of crypto ETFs, has reportedly expressed support for establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. As revealed by Trump's previous statements and Senator Lummis's bill, this initiative aims to address the country's staggering national debt of roughly $36 trillion by leveraging Bitcoin's unique attributes as a digital asset. Dennis Porter, co-founder, CEO of the nonprofit organization, the Satoshi Action Fund, confirmed BlackRock's endorsement of the strategic Bitcoin reserve while emphasizing that Trump's administration is actively pursuing the creation of this reserve through an executive order. Porter indicated that his discussions with the U.S. Senate offices reveal significant backing of this plan, stating the following: "Game on, President Trump. The race is on." He highlighted the situation's urgency, suggesting that Trump's team is motivated to act swiftly to implement the reserve before any state can adopt similar legislation. We call this, my friends, game theory. Porter further noted that he is racing to pass the strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation at the state level, potentially ahead of any federal executive order, underscored by his confidence that such laws could be enacted within days of Trump assuming office. Now, interestingly, Trump's proposal has found resonance outside the U.S., with Porter revealing he has been invited to speak to members of Congress and Parliament in two different countries, one in Europe and another in Latin America, about establishing a similar strategic Bitcoin reserve. Let's go. And in parallel with these developments, BlackRock released a report indicating a renewed optimism surrounding regulatory clarity of Bitcoin and digital assets, particularly following the recent U.S. elections. The report suggests that Trump's campaign commitment to a strategic Bitcoin reserve, alongside the electoral success of pro-crypto politicians in both the House and the Senate, can create a favorable macroeconomic environment for Bitcoin's adoption. Well, of course. Now, Robbie Machitnik, head of the digital assets of BlackRock, highlighted that while Bitcoin's long-term adoption will be driven by its fundamental use case as a global monetary alternative, other factors, such as the declining real interest rates, may also be catalysts for the increased acceptance. So there you have it. Mass adoption on the way. VanEck endorsing Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. BlackRock endorsing Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We have, Adam Back, Bitcoin OG, endorsing Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We have Samson Mao. We got Max Kaiser. Can you say 100K? God Candle in play. Send it. And let's freaking go. What are your thoughts, family? Holla at your boy, and welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. We're going to flip this live stream into a Q&A session while we're watching the charts, and let's see how the charts are reacting after tapping that new all-time high.